Hello folks, hope you all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Alpha 17 Experimental is out for some time now, and I've been playing it non-stop. I've noticed that a lot of things have changed, and in this video, we will go over some tips and tricks that I learned while playing it. So, let's get right to it. Tip number 1. Don't skip starting quests. Before Alpha 17, starting quests gave you only small amount of perk points, and back then you needed a lot of points for perks, which made them almost useless, except for teaching you the very basics of the game. Well, finishing those quests now will give you 5 perk points, and with the changes made to the leveling system, it's like you gained 5 levels. Gaining points without leveling up means that your game stage, which is the game's mechanic that indicates the difficulty of the zombies you encounter in the world, will stay the same even though you are a little bit stronger. Tip number 2. Plan your character build in advance. With the introduction to the new leveling and perk system, the game became a full-blown RPG. Perk points became very scarce, and even if you manage to save a few, most of them are locked behind level requirements. And if you really want to unlock all the perks in the game, you will have to be level 274. Yeah, good luck with that. So if you don't plan ahead what kind of specialization you will take from the start, you will end up buying perks that you will rarely use. For example, do you want to be a walking tank breaking skulls with your sledgehammer left and right? Invest into strength and fortitude. Wanna be an agile blade master? Invest into bonus melee headshot perk and try playing with light or without armor for max mobility. Do you wanna be a stealthy assassin melee or ranged? You can invest into bonus headshot damage, combining it with stealth and stealth attack bonus perks, sneaking around one-shotting those sleeping suckers. Or maybe you just want to live a quiet life on a farm, upgrading base, tinkering with gadgets, and bartering with traders. You most definitely can by investing into intelligent perks, a farming perk, and some mining perks. There are more than few possibilities, and playing them all at the same time is not worth anymore. Making synergizing builds with your friends can be very fun and effective now. Tip number 3. Utilize the traders. Before Alpha 17, traders were rarely used, simply because almost all of the stuff they sold could be crafted in the first 7 days in-game. They almost never had the stuff you could really benefit from, and when they did, it's usually endgame stuff that's not craftable.
Greetings, stranger. I've got the best deals in Navezgane.
Players just use them to get rid of the junk they found in the wasteland, resulting in having chests full of gold that will never be used. Well, now, with most good stuff closed behind the level requirements, traders will most certainly have things you could really benefit from, especially in the early part of the game. Better tools, guns, equipment, you can even get electricity-related stuff well before you can craft them, giving you huge advantage when defending your base, making those first few hordes into a piece of cake. And with the changes to item quality, you can easily buy better tools and other stuff that's lower quality since you're only losing on item durability. Do you need that one part for your vehicle, but you don't have the materials needed? Simply buy the part, if you have the money, of course.
Y'all come back now.
In addition to that, traders can offer you quests now. I must admit, they are very limited for now. They can only offer few types of quests like fetch quests, find a hidden package or treasure quest, or kill all zombies in the building quest. Basic stuff, but at least it gives you stuff to do, right? Reward for these quests are random items and gold, and the amount you get depends on your perk level and also the tier of the quest you took. Sometimes reward can be a late game item like steel tool, which can often give you a huge boost. Now, I'm not saying how you should play your game, but I would recommend building your base close to at least one of the trader, so you can trade items fast and effective. Tip number 4. Avoid wearing armor until later on. In addition to many Alpha 17 changes, comes the new clothing system. Before this update, armor hardly had any negative effect on you except making you vulnerable to weather. You could be a walking tank without any downsides. Now, it's a totally different story. There are 3 types of clothing that you can wear. Regular clothing that goes under your armor, light armor, and heavy armor. Regular clothing only provides weather protection, while light and heavy provide damage resistance, but no weather protection. The real downside to wearing armor comes in form of increased stamina usage on various activities and lower your mobility. Light armor will make you slower, but heavy armor will just hinder you badly. Yeah, heavy armor will make you tougher, but zombies can easily swarm you because you were too slow and out of stamina to run away. So I would recommend you to avoid wearing any kind of armor until you get your hands on very high-end gear like steel or military armor, simply because padded cloth and scrap armor slow you the same as military and steel one. Tip number 5. Make noises outside buildings for easy kills. While scavenging random buildings, you risk getting into tough life-threatening situation by getting overwhelmingly surrounded by zombies coming out of walls and every other hole possible. Well, you can drastically lower the number of the secret zombies inside buildings simply by making a lot of noise on the very entrance. Punch a wall or jump a few times, and soon you will see that you got the attention of a lot of zombies coming your way. Even the most experienced players can lower their guard only to be jumped by unexpected mob of hungry zombies. But this way you can safely deal with zombies that are coming out one by one. Only the sleepers and the scripted zombies will stay in the house afterwards, which usually aren't many. Of course, I only recommend doing this in daytimes while zombies are walking slowly. I don't recommend scavenging at night at all. Tip number 6. Kill every zombie you see. Like in previous alphas, best way to level up is to kill zombies. Kill every zombie crossing your path. Heck, kill the ones that aren't. Using up your perks from the starting quest in perks that increase damage will pay off in the long run. So if you're just walking next to a few buildings, use the last tip I mentioned. Jump and punch a wall a few times. You can even shoot a bullet at each house if you have to spare, to attract as many zombies as you can. Lure them around until everybody is close to each other. And after that, it's easy to control them. Simply walk backwards and power attack them on the head. Keep an eye on your stamina bar and keep watching your back while it's regenerating. I realize it sounds complicated, but it's so easy and effective if it's done correctly. Tip number 7. Use stealth often. Stealth system has been completely redone, and it's better than ever. From now on, you can think of it like this. If you don't see them, they can't see you. When you crouch, a stealth bar appears in the lower left part of the screen, above health. This indicates how noticeable you are. Yes, I said noticeable and not visible, because if you're out of sight, sound you make can still give you away. As well if you're super quiet but standing in the light where you are clearly visible. So logically, lower the bar is, less likely you will be noticed. If it's night and you're not making any sound, zombies can literally walk next to you and you won't be noticed. If you keep the bar below 30, you shouldn't attract any nearby zombies in about 10 block radius. Besides being able to render yourself almost invisible, breaking line of sight after you're being chased will confuse the zombies now, giving you a chance to slip into shadows unnoticed once again. There's only one big flaw in the system: jump sound bug. Sneaking around on an uneven surface will make you fall from an insignificantly small heights, and doing so will trigger falling down sound, which makes a lot of noise like you fell from a house and immediately give up your position. Even if you slide off an half-inch rock, falling is triggered and sound is played. Goodbye stealth approach. So be careful and avoid stepping on anything that isn't completely flat. There's a good chance it will play the sound. Tip number 8. Loot and clear the building before you take the fetch quest. Like I mentioned, one of the quest type traders give are fetch quests. This means that you are tasked with going to a particular building and finding a supply cache that's hidden inside. It's the easiest quest traders can give you. You don't even have to kill any zombies to get it. But if you do kill all the zombies and loot the whole building before you activate the quest marker in front of the building, the the game will respawn all of the loot inside without respawning any of the zombies, which practically means you will double the loot, risk less, and you will get a quest reward when you get back. Pretty neat. It's probably a bug and will be fixed in the future. Use it while you can. Tip number 9. Avoid fights while under debuff effects. Alpha 17 is filled with things that will make your life a living hell. If they don't kill you directly, they will indirectly. Weather, armor penalties, encumbrance, even being thirsty and hungry will debuff and hinder you in some way. Here it is. Being cold will lower your perks, as well as draining your stamina at a rapid rate. Being hot will also lower your perks and drain your hydration. Hunger will make your overall stamina lower, thirst will decrease your stamina regeneration, armor will lower your mobility and increase stamina usage, and being encumbered will generally make you walk at a snail's pace. Having 1 or 2 debuffs at the same time will put you in some serious disadvantage while doing any kind of activity. Especially if you're fighting zombies, try not to take your chances while under these effects. Retreat to a safe place and take a moment to recuperate, because if you die, you will be affected with resurrection sickness that will lower your perks even further, making you much weaker for half an hour. Tip number 10. Use the workstations you find in the wasteland. Before Alpha 17, workstations you find around were rarely used. I personally used them once in all my years playing this game. I mean, why would you when you could basically make a forge at day 1 and start producing iron tools immediately? Well, that's the thing of the past, because workstations like forge, workbench, and chemistry station are locked behind level requirements. First being forge locked behind level 20. It encourages players to roam around collecting stuff first, slowing the game's progression. That's where the workstations in the wasteland come in place. The reason I recommended settling next to the trader is because their base usually has 1 to 3 stations inside his base that you can use freely. If it's broken or not is totally random, so you might find every workstation broken inside. That's just a part of game being random. Also, some other buildings like Pass and Gas Store always has a workbench inside. Same as Pop and Pill Store that has Chemistry Station inside. If they are broken or not is totally random as well. If you do find one of the working stations by any chance, make sure to save the position on the map. So, these are only a few tips that I had to share with you guys that I wish I knew back when I was starting this alpha. I hope you found some of them useful. If you did, I would appreciate if you liked this video. Consider subscribing to the channel, and if you want to support even further, Patreon link is in the description. That's all from me. Until the next time, stay safe.